I could never get some of these shots with my main camera. It's too risky, man. I'm not gonna take my C200 and attach it to the side of my car with a suction cup. That's my only cinema camera right now. It's a little bit easier to stomach the really risky angles when you're using cheaper gear because you know you're not risking your super expensive stuff. Meet my good old Canon T3i. I bet a lot of you still have this exact camera buried in a closet somewhere. It's getting pretty old, but it still shoots 1080p and it has an APS-C size sensor. All my Canon EF lenses fit on it, and you can pick them up for as low as $100 these days. Here I have the infamous Tokina 11 to 16mm attached. The whole point is that you can still tell a story with a cheaper and smaller setup. And there's a couple reasons why this is valuable. The first one I already mentioned, and that's that you can get your camera into some pretty questionable places. Like the side of a car. Or if you decide you want to talk to the camera at the top of a pine tree. Or in a freezing cold lake for some reason. Or even your roof. The freedom of being able to do anything with your camera is beautiful. Cutting together phone footage with your main camera is very difficult, if not impossible. And an old camera like this T3i has its own issues with image quality, but that leads me to my second point. These days I'm pretty sure I'm completely spoiled by raw video. You can completely misexpose a shot and miss white balance and still end up with a fantastic usable image. If you have an old camera like this T3i, for example, you have to nail absolutely everything in order to get a good image. Sounds like a bad thing, but maybe it's not. I think it's really good practice to shoot this way. Having these constraints can really sharpen your eye and train your instincts to be better, and you can never have too much practice with exposure and white balance if you ask me. And who knows, you might surprise yourself and get some amazing shots. Also, if you're traveling, there's a lot less pressure on you. If you lose your camera or it gets stolen or whatever, your entire livelihood isn't gone. The first thing you should do is see if you have an old camera laying around, something in an old box or on a shelf that's collecting dust, and just learn how to use it, start using it again. If you have to buy something new, it's not that big of a deal. You can go on eBay and there's, old things like this T3i that's like $100 with a kit lens sometimes now. There's the old A7s from Sony, there's the old GHs from Panasonic. You could even pick up the original pocket cinema camera from Blackmagic. There's options for sure. It's kind of fun to break out of the mold of trying to find the most capable and most expensive cinema cameras and then instead embrace buying one with a lot of shortcomings. Like this one has like 10 dead pixels in it or something. The whole point is that you're training yourself with creativity and skill to overcome those shortcomings. So go grab your old camera and go and shoot something or start bringing it with you places. You'll be surprised how creative you'll feel.